Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all have been having a fantastic week so far. I'm here to bring y'all an update once again on our least favorite tub of pudding, Nova Online. Nova has been back to posting his usual garbage on TikTok, and he's starting to post more frequently, which I had predicted given Nova's addiction to the internet. As y'all know, Nova went sort of on an MIA for a little bit from TikTok, rarely posting any videos, which is extremely unusual for him, because previously in the past, he would be posting 2 to 3 times on TikTok a day. But from around late July to early September, we were only seeing the football field-sized Discord mod post, 1 to 2 times a week. But as we were all very shocked to find out, Nova's back to his usual bullshit. Posting food reviews, sympathy baiting, and being extremely cringe. First off, I want to touch on a post that Nova made a couple of days ago that was, a bit more daunting than your typical Sonic triple cheeseburger Nova food review, Now, I don't have this post, I forgot to screenshot it, and Nova has since taken this down, but it was a post that he asked his TikTok audience if they would care if he passed away. Now, Nova, if this is serious, you need to address this in a much different way. Going to your TikTok and posting something like this will never help you. Sifting through a sea of hate comments to find the one positive one will not lift your spirits. Find help in a different way. However, if this isn't a serious post and you're doing it just to garner sympathy, that's really shitty. People are struggling with mental health and depression every day. So if you're just throwing out a post like that hoping it'll drive people who constantly shoot spitballs at you to give you one sympathetic comment, that's really scummy. But again, I don't know Nova personally. We have a decent scope into who he is as a person from his online life and what he chooses to do in both Discords and how he presents himself to his YouTube and TikTok audiences. But I don't know if that post was truly sincere, or if it was just something he was trying to use to get people to stop commenting for him to get a job or lay off the nachos. But moving on to more of Nova's posts from this week, he's been ripping off some abysmal content. But as y'all know, this isn't anything new. As I previously commented on last video, and I'm sure many different videos, Nova's been posting on the internet for a long time, even tracking all the way back to the days of him being in middle school. And throughout those many years, Nova has never been able to properly enhance his content. And what I mean by this is everything that he seems to make is just very, very lackluster. That might be harsh, but I stand behind what I say, because every time he posts a video, there's no creative vision behind it. He can't figure out how to edit properly or even, better equipment to film with. He spends his money on DoorDash and buying stupid shit he doesn't need, where if he was trying to actually take content creation seriously, he could buy better film equipment. So the people who don't know what the sick shit he's done on the internet can be, slightly entertained for a brief time, even though, they'll eventually find out. Nova has been trending back to his food review and drink review content, and of course his dreaded karaoke, but I can't physically watch those karaoke videos. However, I will show you guys a caption from one of his most recent karaoke videos, which is really, really freaky. I don't know if this is Nova's attempt at a joke. I really hope it is, because if it isn't, this world is really just fucked. Nova had talked about it a couple months ago. It was around April of 2025 that he would be starting an OnlyFans, given his failure to acquire a real job. However, this was eventually snuffed out because Nova was finally able to get a job that he kept for about roughly 2 weeks. Since his last firing, though, it seems like he's been able to financially support himself through Cameo sales and just overall just internet content creation. However, it seems like with all these new uploads of his TikToks and the caption here, the Cameo waterfall might have started to run dry. But if this OnlyFans thing is truly something he's thinking about, it's just a recipe for disaster. No one wants to see that shit, Nova. Please try and reapply at McDonald's. Maybe they just skipped your application. There are so many good fast food places that are calling your name. Hell, maybe even GameStop would be a good fit for you, just not OnlyFans. But regardless, let's visit Nova's first food review of the week, where he was reviewing the new Mr. Beast food items, the chocolate milk and the sour candies. Nova really seems to love the Mr. Beast items. Every time there's a new drop, he's on that shit instantly. I wonder if Nova thinks he can get a collab with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast will make a video that's spending 100 hours in a diaper, Nova edition, or something up Nova's alley like that.
Trying the 2 new Feastables items that Mr. Beast just released. The Sour Strike Gummies and the chocolate milk. I think we're going to save the chocolate milk for last, because I've never seen an influencer make chocolate milk before. But let's try it, the Sour Strike Gummies. First up, we got blue raspberry.
I just want to preface here that Nova spends half of this 2-minute long TikTok just staring at the camera and not offering any kind of commentary on the food that he's eating. It's always so painful to get through these TikToks because he's just sitting there. He doesn't do anything. He's like a platypus, if you know that reference. He doesn't do anything.
Then we got strawberry. Green apple. And I think this one's watermelon. They're all really tasty, and they taste very natural, and I like that they don't have any Red 40 in this. This is actually very gas.
The king of Red 40 is making his decree. The gummies are in fact gas. All 7-Elevens across the globe are having to put in massive back orders for the Mr. Beast gummies, because we got the Jolly Green Giant over here giving his detailed and incredible food report on these gummies.
And now let's try the chocolate milk. This was so hard to find, y'all, so if you guys could leave a like on this, that would be very much appreciated. I go out of the way for content for you guys, and yeah.
Ha! That had to be satire. That had to be fucking satire. I'm sorry for cutting in and out of this TikTok, but no way in hell Nova just said he goes out of his way to make content. He barely goes out of his room. How the hell are you going out of your way, Nova? You went to 7-Eleven and you got a drink and candy. Oh my goodness.
Let's try out this chocolate milk. It's alright. I mean, Feastables has a lighter chocolate flavor than most of the other chocolates I've had, so I can see why this doesn't have much of a chocolate flavor. But it is good. Would I get it again? Actually, yeah, because this thing has 23 grams of protein and lots of good fats in it. So, yeah, I would get this again. I'll give the chocolate milk an 8.5 out of 10, while I give the Sour Strikes the same score. Novine Universe, signing off.
I just can't with Nova. I can't understand how he hasn't learned literally anything about making content. It's all the same garbage. He hasn't added anything to what he's been doing for the last 5 years. Even in this short span I've been making videos here on this internet realm, I've picked up on a lot of things. I've taken y'all's constructive criticism to heart, trying to make my content I'm producing more appealing to my audience, but that's just not something that Nova's going to be able to do. But Nova did do something that we don't see often. He managed to post a continuation of a series he started. If y'all know Nova at all, you know this doofus has made so many series it's hard to keep up. But he did post a part 2 to his reviewing Arizona drinks every week. This is also just a really silly ass series. It's just giving Nova an excuse to continue spending money on drinks and foods that he wants to consume, shrouded by the ploy of it being for a video.
I'm trying an Arizona flavor every week until there's no Arizona flavors left to try. Today we've got the watermelon drink that I also got from my local 7-Eleven. How Arizona keeps their prices low, I have no idea. Let's go ahead and try this out. Smells really, really sweet. But regardless, whoa, only 45 grams of sugar in this whole thing? Diboja.
Damn, 45 big grams of sugar, and he shrugs it off. See, that's a body built by sweets and sugars. Nova's been pounding down this shit since he was a youngin'. I can't imagine inhaling that much sugar and being like, no, that was nothing. But we know that's Nova's bread and butter. He loves everything sugary and calorie dense. It's just who he is. It's all he knows.
Okay. It's actually not too bad. Much better than that whipped flavor that I had last week. This one I can actually drink. That almost went down my trachea, damn. Now, the ranking. It's better than that whipped flavor, as I've already said. But, I think I would rate this fairly at a 7 out of 10. There are better flavors out there than this, but this would be one of my go-tos as the fruit juice cocktails. Anyways, Novine Universe, signing off.
I wonder, and y'all can let me know down below, do you think we're gonna see a true Joshua Block era in Nova's life? Where he just starts drinking extremely heavily and has live streams of him freaking out? I don't think it's gonna be in the same degree as Joshua, giving his wanting to travel and, be outside. And I don't think Nova can put up the same speed Joshua does when he's sprinting at the local Frybaggers, but maybe Nova will finally turn to the bottle and, start releasing his pent-up rage at all the people telling him to get a job. I mean, his content is already so bad, I don't know how it could get any worse. But I don't think we're gonna see this, because Nova is very dedicated in the fact that he thinks he's a real content creator, which is just completely false. Nothing that Nova does on purpose is good content. The only shit that blows up are his biblical tantrums or when he gets exposed for doing some nasty shit. But we now press on to Nova's crystal haul. Nova went out and purchased himself a lot of crystals and bracelets. A lot. He bought an outrageous amount of self-healing crystals and crystal bracelets that you get from craft shows and stuff like that. And as we see, Nova once again, it feels like I'm beating a dead horse in, but once again, he he is spending money on completely unnecessary, unneeded things. I can't comprehend why he continues doing this. Like, Nova, save your damn money and make better fiscal choices. Stop buying this weird shit online.
Zay and Crystal Hall. Let's see what I got in this package. You guys may have seen Wholesaler Mike on the app. He does lots of crystal stuff. Oops, better not show my address. And oops, I dropped my keys.
Just the first 20 seconds of this TikTok is Nova goofing around and dropping shit. Like, if he just cleaned up his videos even slightly, they would be a little more tolerable to watch. But he just fiddles around and consumes time in these TikToks. It's so horrid.
Ooh, let's see what we got in here. We got a lovely crystal bracelet. Oh, I believe this is a labradorite heart. Oh, bro. Oh, look at that flash. I don't know if you can see it on camera. The camera does not do it justice. This is a beautiful labradorite heart. Looks like we got another flashy labradorite freeform. Look at the flash on that. That is beautiful. Got a tumble here. Another crystal bracelet, which is the main reason why I bought from Mike. Next up, we got what looks like a green jade elephant. I hope you guys like 3-minute long videos. Got a heart here. I'm not sure what gem this is. Lots of tumbles. We got a chip there. We got an obsidian owl. And I think that's it. I think the rest of these are tumbles.
Yeah, I don't like 3-minute videos. I sped up this TikTok because it's just so long and boring. But I wanted to show it to y'all because I wanted to further construct the argument of Nova's irrational spending. Who needs this many rocks, bracelets, and gemstones? And we aren't even done. This isn't even the end of the TikTok yet. There's just no reason when you're in a financial pinch and you owe rent at the end of the month to go blowing money on fucking rocks. At the end of the day, it's just so irresponsible. But that's exactly what we expect from Nova at this point.
Now let's see what's in our bracelets confetti. Ooh, looks like we got a couple freebie hearts. Looks like green jade and something else. I'm not sure what that other one is, but look at all these bracelets. Hold on. I'm gonna try them on. All right. Whoa, these are so sweet. I'm definitely wearing these to Pride next year, and I will be ordering from Zay and Crystal again, because the quality of these bracelets is just so awesome. They're not chip bracelets. They're like actual tumble bracelets, which I love. So, Wholesaler Mike, if you're watching this, I really enjoyed my order from your business, and I will be buying more in the future. This is definitely a statement piece. Like, look at that labradorite heart. Look at that flash. That is absolutely insane. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I forgot to put a bracelet on. This is pure awesomeness. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Nova Universe, signing off.
Those bracelets look like they're about to snap off and send rocks flying around his house. They look like they're on their last possible thread. And realistically, we can all make a pretty reasonable inference that all of these dumb little rocks and gems are just going to end up scattered around Nova's house anyways. We know the status and the condition of that house, and Nova's never able to keep up with all of his little toys and shit that he buys. But that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you all tuning in once again for another Nova breakdown. I'm sorry this video took so long to get out, but I appreciate y'all once again. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I hope to see you in the next one. Deuces.